This is the Five for Fighting podcast.
This is the Five for Fighting podcast.
Fantasy hockey, breaking down the line.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Five for Fighting podcast. Olympic miniseries, episode 5. Canada came out with a massive win today. 3-2 over Finland. Didn't have to go to overtime today, but we still held our breath through the entire game. The Finns put on a hell of a show. Quickly, before we get into that, I wanted to talk about the Canadian women. They lost a heartbreaker in the gold medal game to the U.S. yesterday. It was a tough one to see the girls crying, having I can only imagine that loss. And Marie-Philippe Poulin had the game on her stick minutes before the U.S. scored. It was a tough one.
Yeah, we watched that one out at the bar there yesterday, and you just felt the energy sucked right out of it. That was a heartbreaker, but props to the Americans. They played phenomenal. Not just yesterday. Like, even though they won, I felt they dominated. Looking at a few of their stats, we mentioned Caroline Harvey earlier in our series here. She got tournament MVP, finished with 2 goals, 7 assists, plus 14 as a defenseman. And then I looked it up. The top 3 point getters for the women were all American defensemen. You had Caroline Harvey, Megan Keller, who got the Olympic gold medal goal, and Layla Edwards, who had 8 points as well. They were top 3 in Olympic scoring, all defensemen.
And what a golden goal it was.
Oh, that was pretty.
Yeah.
It was
She dangled it.
I mean, we all, like you said, it was a heartbreaking moment for Team Canada and the nation, but it was a nice goal at that.
Yeah, and you can't deny the U.S. dominance. They dominated.
No, they did.
Canada
They dominated the entire
year.
tournament.
They dominated the entire tournament. What they let in 2 goals the entire tournament?
2
I think it was?
goals. They had a 98.41 save percentage as a team.
They were perfect on the penalty kill, or I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, 100% PK.
Not only did they dominate the tournament, they've been dominating Canada now going back, 8 games? 8 games against them. And I think they outshot them like 37-12 or 37-17 or something along those lines. But it's pretty lopsided at this point. So no trouble to see that the American women are the powerhouse in hockey now for the past couple of years anyway. So.
Yeah. And I'll give credit to the Canadian women. They had a 5-0 loss to start the tournament to the U.S. They made a hell of a game of it. A hell of a game. Brought it to overtime. Again, Marie-Philippe Poulin had the game on her stick. Right in front of the net. It would have been the most poetic thing you could have imagined if she had scored, but didn't happen, went the other way. And I think we're going to see a change of the guard in the Canadian women because a couple of them are retiring. They're getting close to retiring anyways, and going to be time for some young girls to step up and show them what they got.
Yeah, like I said, you got a feel for her. It's going to be pretty likely her last game. So it's her fifth Olympic Games, I believe.
Olympics, yeah. She's won 3 gold
she's been
2
doing
silvers.
it for a long, long time. Broke some records this Olympics, going down as, the greatest Canadian goal scorer in hockey, period. Pretty big accomplishment. It would have been a lot sweeter if she had buried that goal, but sometimes that's just the breaks, isn't it?
It's because Ryan and I were talking about it before we hopped on, and I was saying, it's kind of like, you want to win gold, so you want to get there, but I kind of rather, play for bronze because at least you win the game, right? You win bronze, you lose silver, right? So
yeah, the team that wins bronze is way happier than the team getting silver.
Exactly, right? So I mean, it's a tough break. You even seen after when they all received their medals and they're walking back down the tunnel. They won silver at the Olympics, and you still couldn't help but see that they weren't really happy with it, right?
Oh no. So in other news, Team Canada's going to the gold medal game. The United States what's the score right now? Is it 5-0 still?
5-0 still.
As we record.
Up 5-0 over Slovakia. It's looking like a Canada-U.S. final, as everyone had hoped for.
We all hoped for it, and like I said, everyone hoped for it. But it's I don't know. This U.S. team is we have firepower, and so do they. But like you said at the beginning before we hopped on, Ryan, I think it's going to come down to our goalies.
Each team has all the firepower in the world. That you can't really slight either team. Sure, we got the best hockey player in the world in McDavid, but I looked at their roster before getting on air today too, and they're fucking well-rounded, man. Their defense is unreal. Got fantastic goalies. And I think that's what it's going to come down to is literally how well can Jordan Binnington play in that gold medal game.
Yeah. We got to hope for a Connor Hellebuck, like a playoff choke scenario here, because he's been having a hell of a tournament too. So
He
I
has.
think he's going to go out there and let in 3 or 4 bad goals. I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to have to be earned for sure.
Yeah.
Yep, 100%.
So in typical Five for Fighting fashion, anytime we make a hot take, the opposite tends to happen. So this morning, Billard, Zach, and Paul, one of the guys in our group, were all agreeing on something for the first time in history. And then the 2 guys they were shitting on went out and had themselves a game. And Theodore and Reinhardt both had a goal today.
We were shit talking them because up until this point they've been ghostly, hardly noticeable, no production. They needed this game more than pretty much anyone. Kind of like Suzuki last game. He was kind of on the bubble. You needed something from him. He stepped up. This game it was Reinhardt and Theodore. Really needed something out of them, especially Reinhardt after he kind of had the turnover, led to the shorthanded second goal. So see both of them get on the board. Canada needed that, and good for them.
Yeah, it might have been a lucky bounce off the stick, but sometimes, that's all you need to get the momentum and get yourself back in the game. And a goal's a goal at the end of the day. And glad to see them get one and,
It's funny
get Canada where they got to be.
As Theodore scored, I was just about to type to the group, I could really go for a boost bomb right now. And there he did. He ripped it from the top and hit Saros in the arm, and it went in, and the entire country blew up, and it was a turning point. And I guess like you said, all of our hot takes are the total opposite of what we want. Which, I mean, maybe we should say, and no, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to jinx that shit.
You mentioned Jussi Saros too. Hats off to him, man. He played a hell of a game and really gave the Finns a chance to upset Canada here this game. What was it, 37 saves, I believe he made, or 36 saves?
36 saves, yeah. 39 to 17 were the shots.
That third period was just one after another. I think he took 4 off the mask, maybe 3 off the mask in that game, and like some really hard shots. So, yeah, hats off to him. He really played well, and hopefully he can bring that back to Nashville now next week, because I know a few fellas in their fantasy leagues are really hoping for that.
Yeah, he needs to have a good season. And another shout out for the Finns too. 2 shorthanded goals this tournament. One against Canada today that made everyone in Canada take a big deep breath. But yeah, hats off to those guys. 2 shorties.
I was like visibly sick the entire game. Like like I was telling Ryan, like I was at my daughter's assembly, and like I was just watching the game, looking up, making sure, because she was doing a little presentation, and I had the video, and Buddy was sitting beside me. And as I was taking the video, I have Twitter on my phone, so it shows me the updates. And the updates came quicker than Buddy's video beside me as I was videoing. And it showed me that it was 2-2. So like I turned the camera while videoing, so that I got partially of the ceiling on my video when I was supposed to be recording my daughter doing her part, but can edit that part out before I send it to the family and be like, what happened there? And be like, oh, Canada scored. Sorry. No, but it was good.
So like I was saying earlier, it's looking like it's going to be Canada-US still 5-0. Are we in the intermission yet? Or
we're in intermission right now.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, 5-0. Unless Slovakia has the game of their life and Slavkovsky takes the entire country and puts him on his back.
And Hellebuck blows up like he has been in regular season.
Yeah. So how do you guys feel going into the U.S.?
Nervous. I mean, I was nervous about this game because like Canada, I wouldn't say they had the easier route to get to where they were, but they weren't really challenged up until last game.
Quarterfinal game.
Yeah, the quarterfinal game is when they finally got a bit of a challenge. And then we came into this game today, and I said this morning, like, I don't know, I had a feeling that something wasn't going to click, and maybe it was the fact that Crosby wasn't playing. Maybe the guys were a bit down over that, but they overtook it. And U.S., I said, is playing phenomenal as well. I'll be just as nervous about this as I was for 4 Nations, and we had the rat line there. I'm hoping they can continue to play that line all the way through, especially against the Kachuk brothers, because I'm watching this game, man. Brady is in everyone's face,
Yeah.
and it's what he does, right? It's his game, and it's what he does, and it's working because the boys are getting flustered out there, and just don't need that to happen to us. We need someone out there that can also get back in his face and put him in his
100%.
place.
Absolutely.
So I've been pushing for that line before the Olympics even started. I had it up on my roster. I've been wanting to see those guys. I knew that they'd be miserable to play against, and they sure as hell look good today. They were one of Canada's best lines on the ice today. They look fantastic, and I hope they continue going with that line big time.
Well,
go ahead.
third period, it more or less felt like it was the McKinnon, McDavid, and Celebrini line, which we're calling either the Big Mac line or the Avengers line. And then you had that, the three-headed monster. There was one play, someone threw an aerial pass up, and they're chasing it in, and Wilson is hounding down on you. I can only imagine what was going through that defender's mind at that moment.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, and then you
not
look
the
over
guy
your
you
other
want for a center.
shoulder, and you got Sam Bennett coming on the other side, full bore. Like you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. There,
Yeah,
You're just
if you
praying.
jump in front of the net, Brad Marchand's ready to lick you.
he played really well. He had a good game. He
did.
he caused a lot of turnovers, and he was all over the puck. They need to play well, and they need to be on against the Kachuk brothers to be effective, I think.
I think they're going to be their most effective line against the U.S.
But yeah, I'm nervous for that game tomorrow. I think, and I don't want to say too much, but I think they might be the better team going into the game. I don't know what the betting odds are going to be, but I think the Americans, they had a better tournament. They look a bit, they look a bit more full through the whole lineup. They're getting scoring right up and down, and obviously they have better goaltenders, or their goaltenders are playing better. But yeah, I don't know. Anything can happen. I think obviously Canada can pull it off, but it's not going to be easy, and they better get their head in the game early, because if they come out slow like they did the last two games, they're going to be looking like Slovakia here, 5-0 going into the third.
I want, like you said last pod, I want psychopath Jordan Binnington to show up for tomorrow or Sunday. Sorry, 6 a.m. Sunday
And
morning
I think he will. Like everyone, even again today in the group chat, they were chirping Binnington again. I mean, the guy shows up when he needs to. He looked a little bit shaky today, but I mean, he also won the game for Team Canada against the Czechs, right? Like Marner scored the goal, but Binnington made some massive saves in OT, just like he did in Four Nations to keep them in it.
100%. Yeah.
Right. So when he needs to be, he's on there. And yeah, today looked a little bit rocky he had 2 goals on 11 shots, but
like Billard said a few episodes ago, he's a gamer, and he makes the big save when you need to make it. And I think Devin made the comment about Grant Fuhr and Wayne Gretzky might let in 5, but when the time comes, he's making that big save in the third period or in overtime. That's going to push it the other way. So,
and he done it again in this game. I forget who it was coughed the puck up, but there was a juicy turnover, and I believe Anton Lundell came in wide open in the slot and had a great scoring chance, and it just kind of went to the wayside. And
Lundell had an amazing chance when it was 2-1 with 14 minutes left, and then I had a note down for Aho as well. It was tied 2-2. Celebrini had a turnover, comes Aho right in the slot with 7 minutes left, and Binner came in big on that. So
that's the one I'm thinking of there.
So once again, like, I agree that his save percentage probably looks trash, but Canada just dominated play and Finland had it shut down. But I don't fault him. Like, that goal by Mikko Rantanen right off the draw, 2 seconds into the power play, done. And then a shorthanded goal off a shitty turnover where McKinnon kind of had a bad pinch. Reinhardt had a bad turnover. Kale was kind of left, just in no man's land. Down goes Holland. He makes an amazing backhand roof finish. So 2 goals off those 2 shots. I don't really fault him for that. But the ones when we really needed him, when the Finns could have put the game away, he stood tall. So I give him credit and I stick with him. He keeps getting flat, but he keeps showing up.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's fair.
No, and even towards the end of the game, the Finns had, like, with seconds left, the Finns still had pressure on Canada, and like it was down to the wire for the win, right? Like, Canada wasn't, once they scored the 3rd goal with 30 seconds left, the Finns just kept pushing and pushing and pushing, and it wasn't a guaranteed win with 30 seconds left.
No, not a chance. And back to that first goal, Devin, you mentioned about Rantanen, which was an absolute snipe at the face-off. But one thing I said it 3 or 4 times in the group chat today, that was another Bo Horvat defensive zone shorthanded face-off loss. And I keep saying it. Nick Suzuki needs to be taking those face-offs instead of Bo Horvat. And hopefully tomorrow, Cooper, if you're listening, put our boy in.
You heard it here first. So, yeah. So,
Cooper, listen
Devin,
up.
yeah, 100%. Get her together. You listen to me on the rat line. Give Billard his flowers and let Suzuki play in the center there on that line. But Devin, you mentioned Celebrini a few minutes ago. I know you wanted to get into his point totals and his shots in today's game.
But yeah, I mean, he got another assist. He's up to 10 in the tournament. He had 8 shots on goal today. Like every highlight they had was him just posted up in the slot. I don't know how he's finding it. And that's kind of what I've been most impressed by him. He's not only showcasing his raw talent and that, otherworldly skill, but his hockey IQ right now, in order to play with McDavid, in order to play with MacKinnon and thrive with those guys, you got to know like how to find those soft areas in the ice. And he's done that incredibly. 8 shots on goal, not to mention, like you said, Cooper listening. Well, we've been hyping him up, and Coop's been listening on Celebrini. He had 25 minutes and 53 seconds of ice time today, more than anyone, not just forwards. McDavid had 25-20 and Makar had 25-14. So you want to know who Coop's leaning on? He had his big 5 and he ran them.
At 19 years old too. Like it's crazy to see the kids play. I mean, I don't know how he's gonna go back to playing for San Jose after getting a taste of MacKinnon and MacKinnon and then McDavid. But yeah, no, the kid is phenomenal. He'll most likely be the best player in the league at some point if he's not already there. He's playing phenomenal hockey, and it's good to see. And we were all a little here and there about when they selected him to play. I mean, he's playing well from the league, but there's other players you could have picked, especially over a 19-year-old. But he fit right into it, and like you said, McDavid has 12 points, broke the record today, and right behind him is a 19-year-old kid who's just thriving off it.
Yeah, and I'll say this now. Before the tournament started, I had Bedard over Celebrini. Very much so ignorance on my part. And after watching the kid play in this tournament, I think that was by far the right decision. And Celebrini is a special player.
Not saying Bedard wouldn't do the exact same thing, but the way this team's gelled together is, like you said, we got more to do tomorrow on Sunday when we play US, but we're there.
Yeah, one thing to correct you on there, Zach, and I'm only going to do it because it's your boy. McDavid got 13, not 12.
Yes, he had an assist in the game-winning goal.
Yeah, but he now has a solo record over Teemu Selanne and Saku Koivu. They're 2 behind him. So, yeah,
and then to speak on that,
with
another game in play, he has 13 points in 5 games. So 13 points in 5 games in his first ever Olympics. Crosby, who leads all Canadian players and NHL players for most points in Olympic history, has 16. He's played in 3 Olympics.
McDavid with a big Sunday. Yeah, if he can have another point per period performance, he'll tie the record minimum. That'd be phenomenal.
Right, and we seen him today with the C. He even said he's just keeping it warm for Crosby. He mentioned at the beginning he didn't want it. He knew it was Crosby's C, but I'm not gonna say it didn't look good on him.
He's the future, man. The next 2 Olympics, he'll be the captain, maybe 3.
And he came out pumped up wearing that C too.
He did.
When he stepped on the ice, he had that extra little kick to him right after start, and that got to mean a lot to the man. He, he's the captain of his own team, and he's a good captain. He's been a captain for a long time, but wearing that C representing your country got to be a different kind of special too.
Captain Canada, baby. That's a big fucking deal.
It is, especially after who had it on the game before.
100%.
It's big shoes to fill. And I mean, will there ever be a greater captain than Crosby on and off the ice? Probably not. The guy's the captain through and through, a leader through and through. So is McDavid, but no, like Crosby came in and talked to the guys after he was hurt and boosted them up for that 3rd period, and look how that turned out, right? So
one thing I'll give Crosby over McDavid, and it's no slight to McDavid. Crosby brings, I don't know, he just brings a pedigree of leadership that it's just on another level. Same way McDavid's speed is on another level. Crosby just has that calm.
I agree.
I'm like, yeah, you never feel like the game is lost when you got Crosby on the ice as your captain. You know what I mean?
And I know 100%. I totally agree. And it's the same thing. Like when I knew I was nervous, but like I knew deep down that McDavid's first game as a captain for Team Canada in the Olympics, he wasn't going to lose it.
It's fair.
Even Cooper said there it wasn't Crosby's last game, the other game.
Yeah.
Do you guys see the clip there when they panned after the offside review? They panned over to Mackinnon and McDavid. Everyone else is going bananas, and the two boys just game mode, full, just in it.
In the words of Kobe Bryant, the job's not done.
That's right.
Yep.
Right? The job's not done. You look at them and ask them why they're not. Yeah, they can be excited deep down, but at the end of the day, you still have one more game to play, and it's the biggest game of your career. And yeah, it's the job's not done until you're walking away with gold.
That's right. And I love to see that. I love to know that we got gamers like that on our team because they're the guys that'll make the difference. Quickly before we go, last thing I wanted to get into, last game, Mackinnon was throwing up on the bench, had a couple of bad turnovers today, but he gets us the game winner. Dev, what do you think? Anything going on with him?
To be honest, yeah. Like he looked like he was fighting something leading into it. You've seen his production slow down in the, say, last 5 to 10 games for the Avs. So I had a hunch he was a bit injured. Not to mention, like today he got rocked or him and Rupi Hintz had a massive collision. Neither of them seen each other. He got rocked by that big French fucker, Cronin, who Wilson tried to beat up on. He's taken a few pucks here and there. And then, yeah, whatever he's got going on in novel virus or any of that kind of stuff. So I think he came in a little banged up. I think he's gotten even more banged up while he's been here, and he's fighting the flu. So honestly, the fact that he scored one of the tying goals last game in the quarterfinal, and then he gets a game winner here today and still managed to play, I think, 23 or 24 minutes of ice time. Like, no, he's not at his best, but that shows how much of a gamer he is. He's going to fight through Michael Jordan flu game style. I hope he recovers a little bit. We need another gear out of him because, like you said, he's not 100%, but he's still showing up. So,
man, he works so hard out there, man. He has no quit at all. A couple times you could see him like he's fighting the puck every time he gets it, and just things aren't going his way, and you can see the frustration come over him, and then he's just making it work with his body and just making the right plays off the puck, and he's even sick or whatever he has going on, he's still amazing to watch. So Canada's lucky to have him.
It's like he's playing at like 70%, right? But his 70% is a lot of guys 110%, right? So no, I think even an injured McKinnon is still one of the best players on the ice. So
yes, sir. Well, boys, that does it for Olympic mini-series episode 5. Canada going to the gold medal game. We'll see the U.S. there. Still 5-0.
5-0. 15 minutes.
5-1. I believe Slav.
They just scored.
Okay. 5-1.
Scored.
The comeback
Speaking
is on,
of
boys.
amazing teenagers at the Olympics, Slav, he's not a teenager anymore, but he scored 7 goals as a 17-year-old in Beijing. Yeah. He's quite the Olympian himself. Looking forward to cheering for him in the bronze.
I think he just scored again.
Yeah, he did.
No way.
Yeah,
that was 5-2.
No, like he scored the
goal. Okay, I got you.
I thought he had 2 of them there too.
Like, holy shit!
I mean, like you get one, you start hounding out, and that could be the boost they got. There's still 15 minutes left, and anything can happen in hockey.
Anyone who's watching this, you'll know what happens, but it's looking like Canada-US Olympic mini-series episode 5 on the way out. Hit all those buttons, like, subscribe, check us out. Keep coming back. We'd love to see you. Take care, everybody.
Have a good one, fellas.
Have a good one, boys.
Go, Canada, go. Go,
Canada,
go.
Go.
This is the 5 for Fighting podcast.
This is the 5 for Fighting podcast.
Fantasy hockey, breaking down the lines. Matchups, injuries, hot takes, and trades. No clickbait noise, no overplayed clips. If there's an edge to find, we already checked.
Parlays, we got them for days.